Hello! Hope everyone is doing well. It's Peter here. Now, what a day. Today, I want to just touch on something. A lot of people seem to struggle getting started with private label on Amazon FBA. And from what I can see, it comes down to this thing of product perfection. They are looking for the perfect product. And I just want to preface this that there is no perfect product. Literally, there is not. Like, every product has something going against it, right? That is just not perfect, right? Be it there could be slightly low profit margin, or that maybe it's expensive to get into, or maybe there's only like one or two suppliers you can find. Nothing ever just all lines up 100%, or at least very rarely, right? But at the same time, there is virtually an unlimited number of products that you can invest in, you can take advantage of, right? So this morning I went on live with Alex and our students inside our academy. We do this every Monday and Thursday. Those calls start off with usually just answering questions, kind of getting people unstuck and making sure they're able to move forward. But then we always move into product research, because that's the thing that most people, I don't want to say are struggling with, but it's a core part of the business. It's something you need to be doing all the time. It's something that you need to get comfortable with, right? And we always come away from those sessions with like literally my back pocket will be full of product ideas. Like literally, I have this little trade that it's an internal trade for like myself, Alex, and Fayed, who works with us, and it's literally just where we just put products, right? I always just paste product ideas after the sessions in there, right? Fayed goes and he reaches out to suppliers and gets pricing, or I do it as well sometimes. We literally just move fast and figure out whether a product is viable or not, or at least viable enough to move forward to the next stage, which is like a more detailed look, like, hold on, if we're going to go ahead with this, how is this really stacking up? Like, is this going to be profitable? Is this market really good? Can we stand out enough to make a huge difference, right? And what I can see from people that don't move forward, it's nearly like they're over analyzing the whole situation, right? The whole market, the niche, everything, right? To the point where they don't actually do it. I had one student once, and he found what was a great product, and I have no doubt it would have sold, right? But he didn't pull the trigger. He just couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger. And I don't think he's launched a product since, right? Whereas I've had lots of other students, and literally they do the bit of research, whatever, they move forward, and then bang, they just go for it. They say, you know what, I've come as far as I have, as far as I can. I'm going to pull the trigger now, and I'm going to actually order that item, right? And the second they do that, they kind of relax, first of all. They start learning a new skill, which is actually properly dealing with a supplier and organizing an order, not just getting pricing. And they start just figuring out this whole business, right? I seen some last night. I was sitting here and I was going through messages, right, from students that have partnered with us on products, because there's more products than we have money to invest in. That's normal. You find products all the time. And there's nothing more exciting than seeing screenshots of £300 days and 150, £200 days, and this happening, right, with products that I found for those students, right? Now, if you would ask me, are they perfect products? I would always say nothing's ever perfect, as I said at the beginning of this, but they're still selling. Those students are still getting their first sales, they're learning about Amazon, and ultimately they're also actually moving forward with their own products, right? Because that initial first product, they've been pushed into that because we gave them one, right? Now, some students, they don't work with us in that way, and they're just ordering their own products. But again, they're just pushing themselves forward and actually just going for it and pulling the trigger. So if you're watching this and you want to do this, you need to ask yourself, well, why isn't this happening? A person emailed me today and I asked them, was there something holding you back from launching your Amazon business? And they said no, right? And I've been talking to this person for a few months, right? On and off an email. Then I said, well, great. Well, these are the programs, how we can help you, right? The academy, we come in and we just give you mentorship, and you do this on your own, or in our Launchpad program where we partner with you on a product, right? And like, if you're listening, this is nothing personal, but like, you need to just go and do it. Be that with me or be it with someone else. You just need to move forward because you will learn so much more. Otherwise, perhaps you have just, I don't want to say wasted, but you've the last 3 months, 4 months of time when you could have been launching a product and that product could be made and on the ship, it hasn't happened. And maybe you're doing something else, but maybe you're not. So once you find the product and, you know, we check it out or someone else checks it out and they feel like, you know, there's a good likelihood of success here, you just need to pull the trigger and go with it. I always say to students, I always say this, like, what's the worst that can happen? If we do our research right, if the market has sufficient demand, so good demand, if we're coming in and creating a better offer, better creative, better pricing, better, you know, copy, better all these things, right? You know, what's the worst that can happen? Can you lose all your money? It's virtually impossible. Like, bar the ship sinking or the container falling overboard and you not having insurance. Okay, like, really. Is the supplier going to scam you? Again, very, very unlikely. If you just know when you're dealing with these people, right? You just know it. And you can look at Alibaba for, like, you know, trade assurance, all these things, just to make sure, like, you know, these are genuine people, but you just know by dealing with them, right? The product comes in, you're trying to sell it at a higher price to make a sufficient margin, which you've calculated before you order it. And you're like, oh, it's not selling. Okay, we'll leave it a little while. Let's see the sales come in. Sales might start. Sales don't start, okay? You might get the odd sale here and there, but nothing major. What do you do, right? Maybe we do a coupon or a voucher. Maybe we reduce our price. Maybe we increase the click-through rate by doing a better hero image. Maybe we, what else can we do? Do some Vine reviews to get reviews in, right? All these things, right? Now, because we have that margin, we can slowly reduce the price to the point where maybe we're not making any money, but we're not losing money. Like, bear in mind, we have to be able to compete with the sellers in the market. So if we look at it, there's an FBM listing, say, at $19.99, and we want to sell our FBA listing at like $25 or $26.99, right? But we could actually sell ours at £20 or $19.99 and break even. Like, if we did that, I guarantee you, if there's sufficient sales in that FBM one, you will make sales. Me being a case in point, if there's an FBM offering and an FBA offering, I will always buy the FBA. Always. So if we come in and make an improved offer, be it with a bonus item, be it with a better creative, be it a better copy, be it just a better product, be it all these things, right? Shipping aside, we will get sales. So in that situation, if you felt that it's not going to sell, you can lower your price to the point where someone is selling an inferior product successfully already. You are going to make sales. Like, there's no doubt in my mind about that. So please, 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 if you're listening to this, you're watching this, and you want to do this, it's not as big a risk as you think. It's not. Your money is fairly safe. Like, unless you pick absolutely the wrong product, in which case there's nothing I can do. But if you're working with us, you will not be picking that much of wrong product. Your risk is, I'd say, you've 80-90% chance that product is going to be a success. Minimum. The other 5% chances you're going to break even. And the other 4 to 5% chances you're going to have to just make a slight loss. But you may have made a slight loss, which again doesn't really happen. But you may have, right? You've still learned how to do this. What's that knowledge worth? Could someone then come to you and say, hey, Peter, you know, how do you do this? And you're like, yeah, this is what you do. Like, I have students now that, like, I said to them, I asked her, and I said, could you go and, like, source any product in China now? And she's like, 100%, no bother. That is a valuable skill. So you haven't lost. You've paid maybe £200 to learn that. But that's so unlikely. So please get this idea of this fear that it's just going to fail and the money is gone. I know what it's like when you make your first order. You're like, that money's gone. I'm never seeing it again. You are seeing it again, and it's not gone, right? I remember I did an order. It was about 25,000. I just did it, put it out of my mind and went, left. I have stuff on the boat coming over now. I'm not even thinking about it. I just order and do it. I love when Alex said to me once yesterday, he said, oh, I forgot about those items. And I'm like, yeah, they're here. They're going to be selling soon. He's like, mad. Like, you just need to do that. Get out of your mind, get out of your way, and just get that product and order it. But, you know, make sure you have someone that's done this before. It doesn't have to be me. Just to give you the nod, the little quick look to say, look, have you checked for patents? Have you checked all these things out? Like, that market looks okay. And if you do all that and there's sufficient demand, all that, the world's a big place. Your item will sell. If you want to hear more about these sort of ramblings, maybe I'll talk about this today. Just go into my bio on TikTok, and it's probably here on Amazon as well, or on YouTube down below, Amazon, and join my club. It's just where I share what I'm doing, what Alex is doing, what's working for us, all this stuff, just to inspire you to do this and just to move forward and just make a success of it. Like, you'll regret more things you don't do than things you do. All right, so go on. If that product's there and you think it's good and you're confident, pull the trigger. Don't go crazy, but pull the trigger. Get that minimum order quantity, get that order set up, and learn. So yeah, okay. We also have a course that, again, join the club. We can sort you out. To show you like scripts and different things you can use, but please just go and do it, and don't be sitting on the sideline if this is something you want to do. All right, talk to you later, folks, and take it easy.